Namaste students. So last class we studied about how to insert an element to the stack, how to push an element to the stack. So first thing is we have to increment total number of elements, that means top should be incremented. Next, stack of top equal to item, that means first thing is top is the element, so increment, we have to perform increment operation here, top equal to top plus 1, top equal to top plus 1. Next, stack of top equal to item, stack of top equal to item. Okay, these are about push an element to the stack. And second operation is pop operation. So far we know that last class it's already explained that pop means deleting an element from the stack, deleting an element from the stack. And before deletion operation or before deleting or removing an element from the stack, we need to check whether that particular stack is empty or not. If it is empty, then automatically underflow operation holds. So that's why we need to check whether given stack is empty or not. Right? If it is not empty, then only it is possible to perform pop operation. Okay, let us go to the algorithm. See, algorithm name is pop and array name, stack is an array name here, and top, actually top means it's an element that indicates the topmost element or its location. Next, item is an element to be deleted. So thing is, first after writing this one algorithm name, we have to specify all other variable names and its purpose also. So what is a stack, what is top, what is item, that means immediate after this one algorithm name here, we need to specify all those things, all those variable names and its purpose also. Next, step 1, check underflow. That means whether the stack is empty or not. If it is empty, then it's not possible to perform that operation. So that's why we need to use if top equal to -1. Top equal to -1 means that indicates that stack is empty, right? If it is true, if top equal to -1, then print stack is empty. Print stack is empty. Next, exit. So immediate after this execution of this process or this particular condition, so what happens? It will display print stack is empty, then immediate it will come out of that particular structure. And after this, second one, if top is not equal to -1, so what we have to do? Return top element of the stack. That means we need to specify the top. So what is there in top? Item equal to stack of top. Item equal to stack of top. That means here item that is to be deleted. That is to be deleted. Item equal to stack of top is an element. And here after this one, so automatically after this instruction, automatically what happens? Top will be recognized or identified by the user. And then third step, here I am using this one, this command, delete an item. Delete an item, and after this top equal to top -1. So what happens is top equal to top -1, that automatically that will be decremented. That particular location that will be decremented, and it is the main instruction that is to perform the pop operation. Top equal to top -1, and after this fourth step, that is return item. Return item. Okay, these are about deleting or removing an element from the stack. Now just go to this particular example. So how it performs? See, we have one dimensional array, or we can take it as a stack, and here some locations 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here locations, elements are like this: 55, 20, 32, 48, and 62. Now top is pointing to, actually it's a variable. Top is a variable that is pointing to 4. That means fourth location. Now top is pointing to here, and what happens is we have to specify that one. Item equal to stack of top. Item equal to stack of top. So immediate after this particular statement, item equal to stack of top, so that indicates the fourth location. And after this, top equal to top -1. So what happens? Automatically top is pointing to the previous location, like this, top equal to top -1. So what happens? Automatically this particular element will be ignored, right? And again, item equal to stack of top, so it is pointing to this particular location here, this 3, and top equal top -1, and this particular location also that will be ignored. So like this, we have to perform the pop operation, right? Okay, these are about how to perform the pop operation, and it is the algorithm. and it is very important for your examination. Next, how to implement pop operation in C++. See, here C++ coding for pop operation, and before implementation of this one pop operation, we need to specify one variable, just like a binary variable. It's not a binary variable, but we are using it as a binary variable. Here first we have to take status equal to 1. It's a variable, and here int pop, and here also we are using a function. So what do you mean by function? Function is nothing but it's a self-sustained program segment. It is to perform some operation. Here we are using pop as a function, and here int pop, instead of void we are using int here. Void indicates there is nothing to return. So in this case we have to return that variable. That means deleted item or removing variable. All those things should be specified here. So that's why we are using int pop, and after this one open floor parenthesis int item. Here I am using open floor parenthesis, that indicates it's a function, right? And int item means element that is to be deleted later in our algorithm or in our C++ programming. And next, if top equal to -1, that means in case our stack, if it is underflow or stack is empty, so what happens? Automatically top indicates -1. If top equal to -1, immediately we have to use status equal to 0. So what it indicates means, in any case status equal to 0 means we should come out of that particular program segment. That means no need to execute other instructions. So that's why I am using this one, status equal to 0. If status equal to 1, we can continue with the execution. So when it converts as 1 to 0, in case if top equal to -1. In case top equal to -1, so we have to take status equal to 0 and then return 0. So return 0, that indicates there is nothing to remove or delete. Okay. See, in case if top equal to -1, if it is not equal to -1, so what happens? Else, just we have to specify which item to be deleted. Item equal to stack of top. Item equal to stack of top. That means we are indicating which element to be deleted. Right? Next, top minus minus. Top minus minus indicates that indicates the previous location. Present location, top is pointing to the last element to be last element it's already inserted, and top minus minus indicates the previous one. So automatically what happens? The present element that is deleted. So return item, and next you have to use close the power parenthesis and then close the whole function, right? Okay, these are about how to perform the pop operation using C++ coding. And next we have to study about stack, and here application of stacks. See, there are many applications, and this question you can expect in final examination also. It is for 5 marks. So here many points are there. So 5 points are enough for your examination. Here, first thing is application of stack. First one is to reverse a word. To reverse a word. For example, we have a stack like this, and we can insert element like this. R. So last element, that is R, and its top equal to 4. Here top equal to 4. In case if you want to check whether the given word is palindromic or not. Palindromic means it is equal to its reversal one. For example, radar, R-A-D-A-R. Its reversal one, same, R-A-D-A-R. Suppose if you want to check whether the given word is palindromic or not, so we need this one. This is a stack application. So that is called as, it's one of the application to reverse a word. To reverse a word. Second point is to perform undo operation. So far we know that in Word, in case some words, some options or some operations, it has happened unexpectedly, and we can get that operation by using Control Z. Control Z, right? Control plus Z. And here, Control Z, actually this particular operation is performed by stack. So Control Z or undo operation we can perform by using stack. That means it's one of the applications. And next application is backtracking. See, backtracking means that is to get the most recent data or most what we can say. For example, we have some operations, jobs like this, J1, J2, J3. So these operations we can get by using the backtracking. It's one of the application of stacks. Next, language processing. Language processing. We know that there are several programming languages, high-level language, low-level language, mid-level languages, and these languages are processed by using stack. And another operation is there, another data structure is also there. Okay, let it be there. So language processing it is done by stacks. And next operation is conversion of decimal to binary. See, to convert decimal to binary, we can make use of this one, stack operations. So decimal to binary. For example, 4 equal to 100 of base 2. To convert decimal to binary, we need stack. Next one is to solve Tower of Hanoi. Tower of Hanoi actually is one of the games, and here in Tower of Hanoi it uses 3 plates and 3 terminals, and here what happens is 3 plates are arranged like this, A, B, C, and these plates are transferred to, or we have to shift these 3 plates to another location, and it's a game. It is called as Tower of Hanoi. Next one is, next application of stack is conversion of infix to prefix and postfix. Infix, prefix and postfix. So what do you mean by infix? An operator is between 2 operands. See, A and B are 2 operands, and it is an operator. Operand, and A and B are operand, and plus is an operator. And this type of expression is called infix. So what do you mean by postfix? Postfix means instead of writing A plus B, we can write A, B plus. It is postfix expression. And another is the prefix. First we have to write the operator and then operands. Okay, these are about conversion of infix to prefix and postfix. That we will discuss later. Next one is Polish notation. Polish notation is comes under this one, language processing. And then rearrange railroad cars. We need stack. Next, quick sort is one of the sorting technique. Quick sort. Next point is stock span problem. And last one is runtime memory management. Okay, these are about application of stacks, and you can expect this question for your final examination also. So 5 marks question. So just you have to mention 5 points. So there is enough, right? Okay, next concept is arithmetic expressions. So last year we studied about arithmetic expressions. What do you mean by the expression? An expression is a combination of variables, constants, operands, some values, etc. So that's why you can write it as an expression equal to some variables. It's a combination of variables plus some constants plus some values plus some operators. So it is called as an expression. So far we know that x plus y star z divided by a. For example, we have some combinations. X plus y star z divided by a. Here x, y, z, a. These are all operands, and plus star division operation or this forward slash. So that indicates operators. So operands and operators. So operands, it may be variables or it may be some constants, or here it may be some values also. Sometimes we can write like this 3.142. That means 22 divided by 7. So like this also we can represent here. Okay, these are about arithmetic expression. In arithmetic expression, it indicates arithmetic operations only. Plus, minus, division, etc. And some other expressions are there. For example, logical expressions, relational expressions that you studied in last year's syllabus. Okay, let it be there. Next point is, so arithmetic expressions, there are three types: infix, postfix and prefix. So what do you mean by infix? Infix expression. Infix expression means there are two operands, and if there are two operands, we have to insert an operator between them. That means A plus B. A plus B is an infix expression. Infix expression. A plus B. A and B are operands, and plus is an operator. Right? So these are about infix. Infix expression means if an operator is in between two operands is called infix expression. If an operator is in between two operands, it is called infix expression. So what do you mean by postfix? Postfix, right? If an operator follows two operands, it is called postfix expression. That means AB plus, or here it is given that AB plus. So it may be here operator may be uppercase or lowercase, not a problem. And next, the third one is prefix expression. So under prefix expression means first we have to write operator. It may be any arithmetic operator, plus, minus, division, star, modulus, etc. Any operator, and that operator precedes two operands. It is called as prefix expression. So these three things also you can expect in your final examination. So for 3 marks you can expect this. Okay, these are about arithmetic expressions. Okay, next data structure is Q data structure. So last class we studied about stack. Stack means last in, first out. That means element that is inserted last, that will be deleted first. But in this case, Q data structure is one of the linear data structure where insertion takes place in one end called rear and deletion takes place in another end called front. So it is called as Q data structure. It's one of the data structures, and Q data structure is also called as FCFS or FIFO. See, FCFS means first come, first serve. FIFO means first in, first out. See, Q is a linear data structure where insertion takes place in one end called rear and deletion takes place in another end called front. See, consider this. It's a diagram or diagrammatic representation of Q, and here there are some elements A, B and B, C, D, E, and here rear means in this place we are going to insert new element, and here what happens is automatically one location that will be incremented. And what happens is here this end is called as front, and front end, using front end we can delete an element. Okay, these are about Q data structure. So what do you mean by Q data structure? See, Q data structure is a linear data structure where insertion takes place in one end called rear and deletion takes place in another end. It is called as front. So and it is also called as first in, first out, or FCFS, first come, first serve. So another name of Q is first in, first out. Okay, next one is, so what are the operations possible on Q data structure? See, broadly we can classify into two types of operations. So one is NQ and DQ. See, what do you mean by NQ? NQ means that is to insert an element to the Q in the rear end. NQ means this operation, using this operation we can insert an element to the rear end, and DQ means is another operation DQ, and this operation is used to delete an element or remove an element from the front end. Okay, so two types of operations. So difference between Q and stack data structure is, so under stack data structure the last element inserted that is to be deleted, and what about this one? And in this case first come first serve, first element that is to be deleted under Q data structure. Okay, these are about differences between Q and stack data structures. Next go to the, so what are the types of queues? And here there are four types of queues. So here first one is simple queue, second circular queue, third priority queue, and fourth one is DQ. So first one is, what is simple queue? Simple queue, here what happens is, so far we know that, we studied about that, so what do you mean by queue? So already definition of queue means it's a linear data structure where insertion takes place in one end, deletion takes place in another end, and insertion takes place in rear end, and deletion takes place in front end, and all those things is applied to the simple queue. So here what happens is simple queue can be represented like this: A, B, C, D. Here in somewhere in our diagram we can write it as rear, and here we can write it as front. In rear end we can insert, under front end we can delete. This is a simple queue. So now we can specify it like that. So what do you mean by simple queue? Simple queue is a queue where insertion takes place in one end called rear and deletion takes place in another end called front. So it is nothing but simple queue. Right? Next one is circular queue. So what do you mean by circular queue? See, under circular queue, all the nodes in the circular queue is treated as it is in the circular path, and in that case, for example, you can have some elements like this A, B, C, D. So under circular queue, so last element which follows the first one. So it is treated as the circular queue, but in diagrammatical we can represent like this, but it is continuously allocated like this. So A, B, C, D can be represented like this also. A, B, C, D. So what do you mean by circular queue? Circular queue means it's nothing but here all nodes in the circular path. When it is treated as all nodes treated as it is in the circular path, it is called as circular queue. Next one is priority queue. See, under priority queue, what happens is you can take the same diagram to represent the priority queue also, and each and every element or each and every node having some preset priority levels. For example, here it is 3, 1, 2, 4 like this. So according to their priority level, we are going to apply. Here, fourth level, that is for, or we can treat it as a front, and one is we can treat it as a rear like this. So priority queue means it's a queue having some preset priority levels to all the nodes. Preset priority levels to all the nodes. It is called as priority queue. And fourth one is DQ. Actually, before starting this session, that means queue data structure, DQ is one of the operations, two operations. Broadly, we can classify two operations. One is NQ, that means that is for insertion, and second one is DQ, that is for deletion. And the same name, again we are taking this here. Fourth one is DQ. DQ means double-ended queue. See, what do you mean by DQ? Double-ended means it is a queue like this, and here insertion and deletion takes place in both the ends. See, here you can take it, you can refer this one as the rear end, and here it is front end, and under rear end also we can insert and we can delete from the rear end, and front end also we can insert and we can delete. So it is called as DQ, or it is also called as double-ended queue. Double-ended queue. Okay, these are about four types of queues. And next one is, so what are the operations on queue? See, what are the operations on stack? It's already we know that one. There are 6 operations. 6 operations are push, pop, size, peek, underflow, overflow. But in this case, total 5 operations. See, your first one is queue insertion. See, queue insertion means inserting an element from the rear end. Rear end. Actually, it's one of the functions or operations under queue. Here we need rear end to insert, and after performing this operation, total number of elements in the queue that will be incremented by 1. That will be incremented by 1. And second one is queue deletion. Actually, deletion takes place in front end. Deletion takes place in front end, and here what happens is it takes place in front end and decremented by 1. Total number of elements decremented by 1. This is another operation. Queue insertion takes place in rear end and incremented by 1, and queue deletion takes place in front end, decremented by 1, and next size, so that returns that particular function or operation that returns total number of elements. Total number of elements in a particular queue. Next one is underflow. Underflow. So this operation that is to check whether the queue is empty or not. Queue is empty or not. And what about this in case of stack? Stack also it uses underflow operation. So in this case, underflow operation that indicates whether the queue is empty or not. If it is empty, then it's not possible to perform some operations like deletion. Okay. Next, overflow. That is to check whether the given queue is full or not. Given queue is full or not. So that is to check whether the given queue is full or not. If it is full, then it is not possible to insert. If it is empty, it is not possible to delete. Okay. These are two operations under queue data structures. Okay, so today we studied about stack operations under pop, and after pop operation we studied about all different operations, arithmetic expressions and all those things. So what are the applications of stacks, etc. See, today we studied about pop operation. So what do you mean by pop? Removing an element from the stack. Pop operation means removing an element from the stack. Next we studied about arithmetic operations. There are three types of arithmetic operations. So arithmetic operations are infix, postfix and prefix. So under infix what happens? That means one operator inserted between two operands. Postfix means an operator followed by or which follows two operands. Next an operator preceded by two operands. Okay, these are about arithmetic expressions. Next we studied about applications of stacks. So under applications of stacks we can make use of stack under what to reversible, to undo operation, tower of Hana, polish notations, language processing, quick sort, stock span problems, railroad cars. Okay, these are about application of stack. Next we studied about what queue. So what do you mean by queue? Queue is a linear data structure where insertion takes place in one end called rear and deletion takes place in another end called front. And its diagram also we studied that. Next, there are two operations. Broadly we can classify into two. So first one is NQ. NQ that indicates how to insert an element to the queue. Normally we are inserting an element from the rear end, and second operation is DQ. So under DQ we are going to delete an element and deletion takes place in front end. Okay, these two operations. Next we studied about types of queues. There are four types of queues. So types of queues are linear queue, and second one linear queue means simple queue. Second one is double-ended queue. Next circular queue. Next priority queue. Okay, these are about queue operations. Different types of queues and some queue operations also. So what are the queue operations? There are 5 types of queue operations: queue insertion, queue deletion, next queue insertion, queue deletion, and third one is underflow, overflow and size. Okay, these are operations.